In every generation, there is a battle between what looks impossible and what God has already promised, a battle between fear and faith. This is not just the story of a shepherd boy and a giant. This is your story. This is the story of David and Goliath. The valley of Elah was silent. On one side stood the army of Israel, trained soldiers, warriors, men with swords and shields. On the other side stood the Philistines, and between them, a giant. His name was Goliath. He stood over 9 feet tall, armor weighing more than most men, a spear like a weaver's beam, a voice that thundered with intimidation. Every morning, every evening, for 40 days, Goliath stepped forward and shouted, "Choose a man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will be your servants. But if I defeat him, you will serve us." And every time he spoke, Israel trembled. Even King Saul, tall, strong, anointed, was afraid. Because fear doesn't care about titles. Fear doesn't respect experience. Fear only asks one question: what if you fail? Now enter David. Not a soldier, not a warrior, just a shepherd boy. David wasn't sent to fight. He was sent to deliver food to his brothers. But sometimes, destiny meets you while you're doing ordinary things. David heard the giant's words, and instead of fear, he felt anger. Not anger for himself, but anger that someone would defy the living God. David asked a dangerous question: who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? While others saw a giant too big to defeat, David saw a giant too big to miss. David's brothers mocked him. "What are you doing here? Go back to your sheep. You're just proud." Let this sink in. The people closest to you may not understand your courage. David was brought before King Saul. Saul looked at him and said, "You cannot go against this Philistine. You are only a boy." But David replied, "When I kept my father's sheep, a lion came, a bear came, and I killed them both. The same God who delivered me then will deliver me now." Listen closely. David didn't gain confidence in the valley. He gained confidence in private battles no one applauded. Your unseen struggles are preparing you for public victories. Saul tried to dress David in royal armor. Heavy, unfamiliar, uncomfortable. David tried to walk and couldn't. So he took it off. This moment matters. David understood something powerful. You can't win your battle wearing someone else's identity. What worked for Saul wouldn't work for David. David picked up what he knew: a sling, 5 smooth stones, and unshakable faith. Sometimes victory doesn't come from adding more, but from trusting what you already have. Goliath laughed when he saw David. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" The giant cursed him, threatened him, mocked him, but David didn't insult back. He declared truth. "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today, the Lord will deliver you into my hands." This wasn't arrogance. This was confidence rooted in faith. David ran toward the giant, not away. Let that sink in. Faith doesn't retreat. Faith advances. One stone, one sling, one moment. The stone flew. The giant fell. And the impossible became history. When Goliath fell, the entire Philistine army fled. One victory changed everything. But notice this: David didn't become brave that day. He revealed who he already was. Giants fall when someone finally believes fear is not final. Your Goliath might not wear armor. It might be debt, failure, addiction, doubt, fear of starting, fear of being seen. But hear this clearly: the size of your giant does not determine the size of your God. Right now, you're standing in a valley. Voices are shouting, "You're not enough. You're too small. You're too late." But remember David. Remember the stones you already carry, your experiences, your resilience, your faith, your perseverance. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be faithful. Run toward your giant. Trust your preparation. And let God handle the fall. Because every giant falls when faith refuses to kneel.